All right, now Barong Tony Uranta is standing by with sports news.
Thank you, Ijoma, and welcome to Sports News. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have maintained their 47th position in the latest FIFA World Rankings for the month of May, with 28 to go to the World Cup. There are also no changes in the continent's top 5 playing nations, with the Super Eagles playing in 6th place. Super Eagles World Cup D opponents also retained their spot in the new rankings. Argentina remain number 5 in the world, Croatia in number 18, and the world debutants Iceland on number 22. Meanwhile, the Super Eagles assistant coach Salisu Yusuf has released his squad list for next Tuesday's friendly with Europa League kings Atletico Madrid in Uyo. The list is made up of 16 players from the Nigerian Professional Football League, the NPFL, and 7 foreign-based professionals. Familiar faces of the NPFL in the last list are Dajo Ojo, Olufemi Thomas, Olamilekon Adeleye, Ukowem Utun, Destiny Nashade, and Rafael Ayagwa. The foreign-based actors include Al-Hassan Ibrahim, former Under-17 World Cup winning captain Musa Ahmed, and the Wakali brothers, Chidi Ebere and Kelechi. And elsewhere, Portugal coach Fernando Santos has submitted a 35-man preliminary squad list for the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. There are 11 names in the 35 who made the final squad for Brazil 2014, including the best FIFA men's player Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Alves, and Nani and William. 19 of the 35 were also named in the final 23 for last year's FIFA Confederations Cup in Russia. 2 in the preliminary list, Eder and Manuel Fernandez, play their club football in Russia at Lokomotiv Moscow. And Pep Guardiola has signed a 2-year contract extension at Manchester City, taking him to the end of the 2020-2021 season. If Guardiola sees out the contract, he will have spent 5 years at City, longer than he spells as manager of Barcelona or Bayern Munich. The 47-year-old, whose deal had 1 season to run, won the Premier League in April and said that his energy and strength to keep going would help to determine whether he signed an extension. He left Barcelona after 4 seasons as manager to take a sabbatical and spent 3 years at Bayern before joining City in 2016. Tennis now, Rafael Nadal has continued his quest for an 8th Rome Masters crown, which will help him to retain number 1 in the ATP rankings with victory over Canadian star Denis Shapovalov. Top seed Nadal recorded the 20th clay court win match of the year with a 6-4, 6-1 victory over Shapovalov. The Spanish superstar will next challenge another talented player in Italian Fabio Fognini for the 14th time. Well, that's it on Sports News for tonight. I'm Barong Tony Uranta, and Ijoma will be back with a wrap.
Thanks a lot, Barong. The World Health Organization will be holding an emergency meeting to consider the international risks of an Ebola outbreak in the DRC. The agency's Deputy Director General for Emergencies, Peter Salma, says the decision was made after a case of the virus was confirmed in Bakanda City, which has a population of 1 million people. There have already been 44 suspected, probable or confirmed cases of Ebola, and 23 people have died. Now, renewed relations between North and South Korea could become frosty again after the North warned it will not resume talks with the South until issues between the two countries are resolved. North Korea is upset about the current U.S.-South Korean aerial combat drills known as Max Thunder, describing them as a provocation and a rehearsal for an invasion. North Korea has also threatened to pull out of planned talks with the United States if the Trump administration insists it gives up its nuclear weapons unilaterally. The North also pointed out U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton as the reason for its suggestion. It's been alarmed by an interview Bolton gave, comparing it to the Libyan model of denuclearization. The highly anticipated meeting between President Trump and Kim Jong-un is due to take place in Singapore on June the 12th. Analysts are now wondering what will happen to Pyongyang's professed commitment to denuclearization, which seems to differ from Washington's demand of comprehensive, verifiable and irreversible nuclear disarmament. And the main news again. The National Economic Council today demanded refund of 526 billion naira and $21 billion allegedly underpaid to the federal government by the NNPC and 16 other revenue-generating agencies. Also today, the federal government refuted rumour of state sponsorship of farmers-herders crisis. The Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, explained that the issue is neither ethnic nor religious. And North Korea today vowed not to resume talks with the South until issues between the two countries are resolved. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks so much for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Hunyaso. Do have a good night.